Hello guys, I thought to show you the process of making this beautiful bolero jacket. And the good thing about this beautiful jacket is that you can wear it with your native or English attire. So let us get on with it. You're welcome to Sew Junkies, and for today what we need is 1 yard of fabric. 1 yard of fabric. I'll be using dollface for this tutorial, but in any case I would say that using a Mikado silk will bring out the best out of the jacket because of that fullness on the sleeve. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my fabric into two. Then I'm going to mark out the neckline. Then the next thing, I'm marking out the shoulder line plus ½ inch. Then I'm taking 1 inch slant at that shoulder point. So that's what I did here. The next thing, I'm going to mark out the armhole. And then the full length of my bolero is going to be shoulder to my nipple line, which is 9 plus 1 inch for seam allowance, making 10. So that's what I did. Shoulder to my nipple line. It's not a big deal, but if you like, you can make it to your shoulder to down of bust, but shoulder to nipple line was just the best. So the next thing is I'm taking half of the armhole. I'm going to put my bust measurement at that point, and I added 1 inch for the seam allowance at the side. So I'm just using my armhole curve to join all those 3 points together, and you have this beautiful curve there. So the next thing is I'm doing the neck depth, which is 3. So the neckline is going to be 3 by 3. So in any case, if you want a bishop collar at that neck, you have to be using 2.5 by 2.5. Is I'm marking 3 inches or 6 inches from the shoulder line, to create the opening at that front. If you don't want it to open, you can take 4 inches from your neckline, but I use 3 inches from the neckline. So I'm just marking out where my bust measurement is, and then I'm going to curve to that point, just as you're seeing me do. And that's about it for this particular front pattern. So you're just going to cut it out. And it's really not much of a big deal. I really love this jacket, and I'm going to be styling it with a gown that I'll be dropping on Friday. Please look out for it. So now that I'm done cutting the front, I'm going to fold my fabric and cut for the back. And you're seeing like the way I'm placing the front on the back pattern, leaving 1 inch of allowance for the zipper. So guys, the next thing is I'm measuring out the neckline for the front. The neckline for the front is 3 inches by 1 inch. So I'm just doing the adjustment. Marking out the 1 inch, and then I'm doing the adjustment for that front. It is really quite simple, and that was it for the back pattern. It is going to just come out perfectly. I didn't add so much allowance because it was not really necessary. That 1 inch was just okay. We're going to be cutting this particular pattern, and we're still using lining to turn it. In the case that you don't want lining will just make all the seam hidden at on the inside. So the next thing, I'm going to fold the rest of the fabric into 2 and then into 4. You can see the way I did it on the wider side, meaning on the 36 inches side, we're going to be folding it into 4. So like this, now you have 18 inches. You have the fabric folded on 18 inches, 18 inches, making for each sleeve will have 36 inches, 36 inches. Do you get? We'll have the fabric folded on 18 inches. So I'm just carving out the armhole just like you are seeing me do. So it's a freehand. So the sleeve is going to be a two-piece. We're going to have two in one sleeve, the small one on the inside and the big one. That's how you make this big puffy sleeve, so that you have a full sleeve. There was no elastic at the bottom. It's the smaller sleeve that was inside that was set aside. So I'm just measuring the armhole. The armhole there that I measured was 10 inches. So I'm going to make sure that whatever I have here is going to be 10 inches. And the length I have on the inside is 8 inches. So I'm just cutting out, I'm just marking out what I have. So please, if you haven't subscribed, you watch this far, please subscribe, and you can go through our page to watch more interesting tutorial. Please give us a like. It will mean so much to us to see your like. It will tell us that we're doing something really, really nice on this channel. Thank you so much. We are so grateful that we had you here today. So now we have the two-piece, we have the smaller sleeve piece, and we have the bigger sleeve piece. I'm just showing you that this was going to be what we'll do. So here I'm showing you that we have four pieces of our cut, the back, the front, and the two pieces for the sleeve, making 4. So we'll cut out lining for both the front and the back piece, and then the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to join the front and the back pattern together at the shoulder. We're going to join the front and the back pattern on the shoulder, we'll do the same thing for the lining. We're going to join the back pattern just on the shoulder line, and then we'll sew down the neckline together. We'll use the lining to sew the bottom, the hem of the bolero, the neck, the shoulder, and then we'll join the sides together. That's all. Then we'll set aside and we'll also work on the sleeve. So that's about it for the sewing of this bolero. It is very straightforward. The sewing is easy. It's as easy as the cutting. So now I'm telling you, the next thing I'm going to do once you're done with that is we're going to sew the sleeve. We're going to sew gather on the bigger sleeve. We're sewing gather at the top and at the hem of it. So here I am on the sewing machine. I'm just going to sew gather at the top part. You see, I didn't start at the armhole itself. I didn't start at the beginning of the armhole. I started midway of the armhole for that top part, and then for the down part I started from the beginning of the sleeve to the end of the sleeve. See me, if you have a gather foot, you'll be saved all this stress of manually gathering your fabric. So the next thing is I'm sewing it. You see the way I started, I just sewed from the beginning of the sleeve to the end of it. That's at the hem. But for the top part, we're just going to start midway of the sleeve at the armhole side, not at the end. So now I'm done with the gather. I'm just putting it together. So the first part we're going to do is that we're going to sew the hems together, right side to right side. We're going to sew the hem together, right side facing the right side. You get the right side facing the right side, while the wrong side is facing you that is sewing it, and then we're just going to sew it together like so. Please, if you watched this far, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed, and give us a like if you think we are doing a nice job. It will really help YouTube recommending more of our videos, seeing that more people like you are showing interest in what we are doing. So we're just sewing it down. We're just sewing that hem, that bottom of the sleeve, the down of the sleeve down. We're sewing them together. That way you have that fullness that you really, really want. So it is just an easy thing to sew, and I'm just making sure that you see how I did the sleeve. So just sew it together, sew it together, sew it together. Just take your time and make sure the gathers are just okay. They are not gathered to one side. Please, like I always say on this channel, the best way, if you are a soulmate, the best way to really fully understand or appreciate our tutorial is if you really do your practicals. If it was helpful to you, let us hear it in the comment section. We'll appreciate your feedback. So the next thing, I'm just going to flip it to the other side. You can see that we're now on the right side, and then we'll also join it together. We'll sew it together at the right side. As you can see, the rough edges has been concealed in between the two sleeves. So that's exactly what you do. That's exactly what I meant by sew it right side facing the right side, so that by the time you're done, you flip it, the rough edges are concealed. So just also sew down this top part of the sleeve. It is going to make your work very easy. As you can see, the gathers didn't start at the extreme of the armhole. It started midway, just like 6 inches or 8 inches away from the middle point. So by the time you gather and you are sewing, the gather will just be at that shoulder point. You get what I'm saying? So please, if this is your first time on this channel, help us with your subscription. Let us make our day by being a subscriber for the week. Thank you so much. So I'm done sewing. So I'm just showing you how I did that side. So that side now had excess. Once you are done sewing, you see that the side had a lot of excess. If you like it like that, you can leave it. You can just sew it down, and that's okay. But I wanted a fullness of that sleeve, so I just pleated and left about 2 inches. So the excess, I allowed it to be about 2 inches at that bottom, at that hem. The excess, that's the big side, I allowed the excess to be about 2 inches left after I was done with my pleats. So you can leave it like that if you want. It increases the length of your sleeve from the inner one that was 8 inches to about because the big one we used about 18 inches. So 18 inches minus 8 inches for the small one, will have about 10 or 9 inches in excess after sewing. So I just pleated the excess at the side, and that's all we did. So now I'm done with the sleeve. So we're just going to add the sleeve with the body of the dress, sew it together, and then sew down. Can't you see how beautiful this is? This is going to be a very good outfit for your next event. We have a whole lot of other tutorials on our channel. Please endeavor to watch them and tell us how you feel. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your likes. God bless you. See you on our next tutorial. Bye.